it's really important that when we have these money in, money out energy themes, or procrastinating on the things that we know we should be doing, but we're not, that we cover these resistances, not just from affirmations or not just from visualizations or any of this. And that's what we're going to be doing in today. So I really highly recommend you stay here. It'll probably be about 30 to 40-minute webinar here. So make sure you stay the whole thing. It's not going to be one of those long ones that are 2 hours I do sometimes or any of that. Stick to this. Have a piece of paper and pen in front of you and get ready to draw and get ready to write down the things that we go through. This is going to be really, really highly valuable to you. Okay. And then we're going to go through basically what to do and then how to actually break through these energy loops. All right. So again, throw number 1 into the chat box if you are here and you've been kind of doing some of this energy loop stuff with us in our school group, or at least on our YouTube lives there. A lot of ones coming through. Fantastic. I'm going to share my whiteboard. A little different today. Those of you that know me well, you know, my name is Scott Haug. Those of you that don't know me, okay, what we're going to be covering here is most of the time we're doing PowerPoints and different things, but today I want to really bring you through something that's going to be more visual and in the moment. So I'm actually going to be creating all of the content as we go forward. And that way you can create it with me. Sometimes when you're on all the slides, you're trying to jot down 1,000 things in one time, and then I go to the next slide and you don't have the information. So I encourage you to jot this down with me as we move forward. And for those of you that don't know me, give you like a 20-second background story. I started with absolutely not knowing where I was going to go. So I became an engineer, went to school for 4 years doing that, hated it, left that, became an entrepreneur, was very lost in my life until personal development came into my life. All the books behind me, started reading self-help, personal development, went to seminars, found a guy named Bob Proctor. He was my biggest enlightening teacher and became my mentor. I became certified under him many years ago and became his top 10 coaches out of 1,500 coaches in the world, one of his top 10, top 1% coaches, very short period of time with no background experience, no marketing experience, no business experience, nothing. But essentially living the principles I'm about to show you. And now we ultimately have certified manifestation coach program and all of our various other programs that we help you launch from 0 or launch from 10 or wherever you're at over to 100. Okay. And feats I've been able to do are really incredible for most people. Okay. But it's just from this information and from where we're going. So I started from like earning like $1,000 a month to $10,000 a month to 20,000 to 50,000 to earning at 6 figures in one day, $120,000 in 4 hours. Okay. So even with no experience, this information is enough for you to make a quantum leap in your results and where you want to go. Okay. And that doesn't just have to be money. That could be in a relationship. That could be in your business if you have one, or starting a business. But this could be in your health as well. I was able to cure an uncurable disease of motion sickness. Okay. Motion sickness is like plagued me for life since one of my earliest memories is being motion sick inside my mother's car when I was probably 2 or 3 years old. Okay. Or about 2 years old, I think it was. And this plagued me for forever. Okay. But I was able to do all of this instead of taking those Dramamine pills and all those other, over the counter things to help me get on planes and cars and all those other things. I was able to actually clear that out through these same principles. And now it's not even, I can do anything that I want to, and I'm totally fine. So these things that people say are non-curable, they're curable because they all start in the body and they all start in the emotional center. All right. So if you're ready to go here, throw number 2 into the chat box and let's get started. So those of you that have been on the lives the last couple of weeks, you're really going to see this and get it. Okay. But I want you to go ahead and draw this circle out with me as we move forward. And this circle is indicating a stuck energy pattern. Now we're covering 2 today, but there's many stuck energy patterns. Okay. One of those energy patterns that we're going to be covering, as I've already mentioned a little bit, is money in, money out. Okay. And then another one is going to be procrastination. Now, please be really great in the chat box and intermingle with me a little bit because I know a fair share of you on the live today. And those of you that I don't know, I want to get to know even more. Does anybody have these type of energy loops in their life? where you have money come in, maybe you have $2,000, $5,000, $20,000, whatever it is. And it seems like at the end of the month, it all goes out. It seems like all the money comes in, all the money goes out, and you have like nothing left over at the end of the month. Go ahead and let me know. Anybody plagued with procrastination, it's like you could be doing a lot more or implementing and following through on certain things, but you just don't do it and you don't know why. And sometimes you get too critical on yourself about that. Let me know. Okay, Deanna, you mentioned procrastination. It just says E, Strickland there, E. I don't know if her name's Eric or Aaron or whoever it is. You mentioned yes. Okay. Georgiana, you mentioned yes. Angie, great to see you on. Yes. Jeff, Sharon, Alyssa, Isabel, right? So these money in, money out and procrastination plague you. How do you feel when those themes are in your life? What do you feel? Frustrated? Do you feel down and out? Let me know. Whatever you're feeling is really important that you see it, because what do we try and do? We push against these energy loops, okay? We basically try and push against what's going on. We battle against it. We try and push against it. We try and allow ourselves to be in a spot where we try and do our affirmations to oppose it, right? We get drained by it. So a couple of things here, things that we do that we should not do anymore, but we're doing them, is we battle it. We get emotionally reactive. Okay. So like some of you are saying, exhausted, frustrated, angry at yourself, stuck like moving backwards, lost motivation, helpless, hopeless, powerless. All of you that are mentioning things that are so perfect. So we get very emotionally reactive, and that can start pushing against these energy loops. Okay. Another thing is forcing. Okay. Another thing would be working 16 hours a day to try and push this thing forward. Okay. So there's a lot of different things that makes us push against this energy system, this energy loop we're in. And those things are not good. Those are those red arrows pushing outwards. We try and push out. Okay. And what happens is the universe pushes right back. And it's not because it's cruel or any of that. It's because it responds to the energy we're in. Okay. And I'll go ahead and throw green. So as I push against it, it pushes against me. Does anybody else make sense with that? A lot of you are very fantastic students of this material. You get the law of attraction in some sort of capacity. You get manifestation. You get the idea of whatever I put out comes back. Maybe throw a yes in the chat box if that does make sense to you. So if I'm setting out some sort of thoughts consistently, some sort of feelings, I'm acting in a certain way, that's going to push against me. Okay? So how do we exit ourselves from this? And I'm going to do like a little door. Please keep drawing this out with me, because this is how you're really going to get this. How do we go through the energy loop and exit? What do we do? Do we do affirmations that oppose it? So if I want to be rich and wealthy, I just say, I have money, I have money, I have money. I feel so happy and grateful now that I have money in my bank account. Do I do that? Do I visualize my bank account being full every night? Do I do gratitude around what I want? What do I do? Go ahead and throw in the chat box. What do you think? What should I do in this case? And try to think through things maybe that don't work. Tell me what doesn't work for you as well. So do affirmations always work for you? Do you always get the results? Not necessarily. Whenever you visualize the same thing over and over, does that mean you're going to get it and manifest it into your life? Not necessarily. So what do we do in this case? Okay. And that's what today's webinar is all about. Okay? So as I'm trying to push against these things, what happens is this consciousness right here, and let me go ahead and outline it in blue again. This is a level of consciousness, this energy loop. So go ahead, and I know you probably don't have markers in front of you or anything like that. Just go ahead and maybe make that circle a little darker and make it a little wavy, because it's an energy pattern you're in. The energy pattern exists because you are actually being called. You are being called from your higher self to evolve. That's the purpose of why money comes in, money goes out, why procrastination, all of it is there, because your soul is trying to help you evolve. Throw number 5 in the chat box if that makes sense. So your higher self, whatever you want to call that, source, higher consciousness, higher level, is trying to show you through obstacles where your opportunities of growth is to evolve into. And the reason is because your soul only cares about what it becomes in this lifetime. It doesn't care what you get. It doesn't care that I have a microphone. It doesn't care that I got a great laptop. It doesn't care if I got clean water in this lifetime. What it cares about, who did I become in this lifetime? And what you're in right now, if you're in lack, this money in, money out, or this lack of empowered action and procrastination, your soul is trying to say, hey, Sharon, Angie, Alyssa, Michelle, Georgiana, Mia, Luann, Gigi, just to name some of you, hey, it's your time to shine. It's your time to evolve. And I'm going to show you an obstacle that's going to allow you to step on it to go to the next level. Not to be cruel, not to show you how hard and frustrating life is, but instead to give you a stepping stone to step off of. So this money in, money out is fused with something within you, and the same thing as procrastination. So you're here on this webinar, in this masterclass, to evolve to a higher level of consciousness. And ultimately, when you evolve, here's what happens. Go ahead and draw this out with me as well. And we'll put it in a purple color, a lavender energy. You're going to widen your level of consciousness. And when you widen your level of consciousness, your capacity to hold money and not always just have everything come in and out, your capacity to take solid action, your capacity to win at life is going to greatly expand. Let me know by throwing number 7 if this concept hits home for you in any sort of way. Let me know. And those of you that know me well, I always ask for action in the chat box because it keeps your mind here. You know, even myself, procrastination-wise, I had to get over and I would just get so distracted by something on the outside, right? I would be like, oh, this is cool, this is great, I'm taking notes, but then I'm distracted, right? So by engaging in the chat box, it just creates your awareness to be here that allows you to absorb and actually be the integrated self that you're looking to be, okay? So a lot of you have studied Think and Grow Rich before, audiobooks or self-help books in some sort of way, maybe Neville Goddard, even you've gone a little deeper. Maybe you're a big fan of Abraham Hicks or Bob Proctor, right? Or any of the other teachers out there. And you kind of get the basis of what we're talking about here. But I want to go a step further. I want to start bringing you down the rabbit hole of how to exit these energy loops. What do we actually do? Okay. So I'm going to give you a 5-step process here. You can utilize right after this webinar, right after this masterclass, to start picking up your results and start exiting these energy loops, right? If you'd like that, go ahead and throw a yes in the chat box. And that'll give me a second to go ahead and make a little divider line here. Okay, a lot of yeses coming through. And if you're not yet in our school group, be there because we give a lot of free content out in there. And we just had our first 1,000-point individual. They're 1,000 points away to getting a one-on-one mentoring call with me for free, which is amazing. So make sure, and she's actually on the call today, Georgiana, right? So let's go ahead and make sure that you're in the school group if you're not already. So this 5-step process, okay? Like I mentioned briefly in my story, I was previously an engineer, aeronautical and mechanical engineer, dual degree. The schooling was intense. I took the hardest calculus classes you could possibly imagine, the hardest physical science classes you could possibly imagine. And ultimately, it actually helped me get to where I'm at today, 100%. But my mind, the reason why I was able to do that, and I got an enormously high GPA and had interviews with companies like SpaceX and different places, okay? The reason why I was able to do that is because I have a strength, and a strength is systemizing things, taking these complex things and putting it into simplicity, okay? Now, did that help me actually go in the cubicle and actually work for a company like that? Absolutely not. That's why I left that and didn't do that. I have a lot of weaknesses 100% as well, right? But I tried to play with my strength, and that's how I guide others, is these processes. If you have something that you can take a step on every day, wouldn't you agree that you'd be able to do it easier? You'd be able to accomplish more. You'd be able to actually implement better, right? Than a lot of chaos and a lot of stuff going on, okay? So we want to make sure that this process here that we're going through, that you install and you use. And I want to create a very simple pattern for you to do so, okay? So this 5-step process is, number one, become aware of your recurring resistance and stop the emotional reaction to them, okay? That's number one. So you've already become aware of it. That's why you're on this masterclass, right? When I emailed you, or you saw the post in our school group, or I sent you a text, you saw that money in, money out, and procrastination while we're recovering. Something digged in your mind that said, I could use some help on that. That's why you're here, or you're watching the replay, or any of that. You became aware, okay? So that's number one. Go ahead and write that down, because that has to be number one. In order for you to move forward, you get it, okay? Once you have that written down, throw number one into the chat box, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as we go through, okay? I just want to make sure that you're keeping up and it's not too fast for you, all right? So throw number one. Okay, see 3 ones already so far, 4 ones from Tasha, Rashid. Great to see you, Rashid. Angela. Okay, great. Okay, we have at least 8, 9, 10 of you already doing ones, 11. Okay, great. So number 2 here, see your attachments, okay? And I'm going to explain each one of these. Number 1, you already get. That's why I didn't really explain it too much, okay? Part of what your soul's trying to show you when this money's going in and this money's going out, and you have this procrastination habit, is you are attached to something, and most times many things. Let me give you an example. If I am theoretically bringing in 8,000 a month or 10,000 a month, and about 8 to 10,000 a month leaves. So at the end of the month, I only have about $300 left in my checking account. I hope nobody's there, but if you are, it's okay. We're going to work through it. I want every one of you, by the way, to just change your mindset. At all times in your checking account, you should have no less than $10,000. Does that stun anybody? Does that shock anybody? At all given times, you should have no less than $10,000 in your checking account. Okay. Now, some of you will say, is it dangerous to hold that much money in your checking account? Or, oh, I never really do that because it's linked to my debit card. Yeah, these are the very scary fears that are actually holding you back and limiting you. None of that's actually true. Oh, it's too much or any of that. We don't want that. Okay, so we're working towards that. Anybody else want that? 10,000 at least in the checking account? Go ahead and throw yes in the chat box. If that shocks you, let me know as well. But why I'm saying this is your attachments are around your timelines of when you're going to get something in. Okay. So I may say, like, I thought in life I would be farther by now. So I'm attached to my timeline of success. I thought this week I would have earned a lot of money by now. I thought by yesterday I would have already had a new client in my business. I thought that I would have already gotten rid of this procrastination habit by now, and I would have actually been doing more things with my life. My thoughts are attached to outcome. So what happens is I'm sending out absence energy of the thing I'd want, or the presence of what I don't want. So it feels like success, money, or things I want evades me. And it feels like everybody on my sales calls say no. It seems like everything's just not working out. Seems like I'm out of flow. So it's like the money I want's here and I'm here. And every time I move towards it, it gets farther. And every time I loosen up, it gets closer. Does that make sense? So the attachments are like little energy strings to the things I desire, and my mind sabotaging where I'm at now to where I want to go. It's a pretty deep concept. Let me know, please. Throw another yes in the chat box. Does that make sense? We're doing a lot of depth right now. Okay. The other thing, and this is what I really want you to write down and emphasize with this attachment, is attachments to finally feeling different when outcome happens. Okay. Once I finally have money, once I finally have the $10,000 income, I'll finally feel relieved. I'll finally feel amazing about me. I will finally feel supported and significant in this life. I'll finally feel like I can show my family and friends like, hey, look at me. I made it. All those times that you told me I couldn't, I did it. I proved you wrong. I can finally feel amazing about me. I can finally feel accomplished. So I'm attaching my feeling center, my frequency, to if this thing happens. Once I finally don't procrastinate anymore, I'm going to feel valuable to the world. Once I finally don't procrastinate anymore, I'm going to feel excited about my life. Once I finally don't procrastinate anymore, I'm going to jump out of bed and run to my work and just really have a great day for 10 hours straight. So I'm attaching my state of frequency and being to something outside of myself. And if this thing doesn't happen, I get frustrated, irritated, down and out. If this thing happens, I'm high. I'm too high. I'm overly excited. It's like if I drink a pot of coffee, I'm just running around. I'm super excited. I'm over the top. Things are just crazy. Things are just awesome. And then the next day they fall to the ground. I'm frustrated and depressed again. So I have a big swing in emotions. If I win the lottery, I'm over the moon. If I don't, I'm down and out. So my fluctuations happening with these attachments. Does this make sense? Let me know by throwing a number 2 as in the second step in this process, if that makes sense. Part of what your soul is trying to show you is you're attached, your being, who I am, is attached to the thing on the outside. Okay. And I realize the attachments word there is spelled wrong. We're going to leave it. Okay, there's an extra E in there. But it comes with the Zoom whiteboard of me trying to type out as we're talking, as we're drawing, all the different things that come with it. Okay. Number 3 here, and this is really, really important, is shifting my identity. So the money in, money out frequency is an identity. So you want to write this down if you have money in, money out, kind of habits and themes going on, is your identity is almost always linked to victim helpless, as well as lack identity. Not mind-blowing that I said lack, because I'm sure you get that by now. So let's go ahead and write these down for money. Identity of victim, helpless, and lack. And sometimes we say, like, there's no way I'm a victim in this case. I'm not a victim. I'm a creator. I get this stuff. Oh no, if we're stuck in, money out, we always have some sort of victim, helpless feeling going on. We don't, it doesn't even necessarily mean, and I see that, put an I there for victim. So the idea here is that it's not that all day I'm complaining and blaming others, like that kind of victim. But it does feel like I blame the outside around my money. It's like, if I just didn't have to pay those bills, okay, oh my God, the amount of taxes I had to pay, right? Oh man, this money, if my partner or spouse would just help us out a little bit more, I'd finally have some more money. Oh, if these clients just would say yes to me, I'd finally have some more money. If they would just live their life and they actually want what I have, right? So I get into this victim spot of feeling like things won't work for me. I take it on personally. Okay. And this is very important. So my identity is linked to this idea of lack. I identify with it and identify with helplessness around it. Yes, I'm a creator consciously. Consciously, I'm like, I'm trying to create my income. I'm trying to create my business. I'm working on myself. I'm attending this masterclass. So I'm showing I'm a creator. But there's a side of me that feels like I can't create for some reason. I feel broken. I feel like I don't always manifest that well. I feel like there's something wrong with me. Does anybody relate to any of those statements? Or yes in the chat box. If so. And somebody asked there, how do we shift the identity? We're going to cover that in number 4. So you're ahead of the game. Looks like Francis. Okay. Yeah, a lot of you are saying yes, definitely, absolutely. Okay. Your soul is trying to tell you, it's whispering to you, it's saying, Scott, you need to evolve out of this frequency. Identities are frequency. Make sure you write that down. Identity equals frequency. Identity equals frequency. A lot of people get it wrong in personal development. They say we become what we think about. Yes, that's true. But your day-to-day thoughts aren't creating your reality. It's your feeling tone that's creating a reality. Your frequency of identity. Not just what I think. If I think sandwich, if I think orange juice, if I think about ice cream, right? And I'm just thinking about that each day, it doesn't mean I'm creating that. What happens though is I'm feeling those things in a very consistent basis, month in, month out. That's my feeling tone. Different than day-to-day surface thoughts and feelings. So you're not just always creating a reality you're creating a reality from your frequency or your core tone. Eric, you mentioned identity equals frequency. Identity equals frequency. So we need to identify what identity you're fused with. And just by identifying and becoming aware and accepting it, that's 50% of the part right there is accepting it. Because a lot of people, you might tell your partner, spouse, friend, anybody, you're like, you're kind of blaming right now. You're being really blaming. What do they usually say? I'm not blaming, right? They get very defensive. So you don't want to defend yourself and say, I'm not that person. I'm not a helpless victim. I'm not lack. You want to be honest. And the more honest you are, doesn't mean you're manifesting that. The more honest you are creates a level of awareness. And once you're aware, you can change. If you're dishonest and saying, I'm abundant, I'm abundant, I'm abundant, I'm abundant, and ignoring the feelings that are already within your subconscious, you're never going to create better because you don't create from day-to-day thoughts. You create from your overall being. Does that part make sense? Maybe throw a yes in the chat box if that makes sense. That should be an enlightening thought for you. That your you don't always have to watch your thoughts. Oh my God, I said the word debt. Oh my gosh, I'm angry today. That's bad. That's bad. There's, bad feelings and bad thoughts. No, that's not how this goes. Your overall structure and frequency is what matters. Now, here's the golden nuggets in number 4. All of it hopefully has been for you golden nuggets. But number 4 is where we start putting in, what do we do? Okay, how to change. So now this is integration. And integration is a fantastic word. In fact, Selena is on our webinar here, masterclass, and she is our expert integration guide. Like we literally have a guide on our team that is solely about integrating. Okay, that's how important this is. Our integration here is all about our understanding of how to start living in a different capacity. Number 1, attach feelings to source. That's number 1. So my feeling state is no longer attached to if I have money in or money coming out. It's no longer attached to if I'm procrastinating and feeling terrible about myself and all this stuff. Okay. My feelings come from God, higher power, universe, whatever you believe in. So every day I go within it and I start speaking with that source power that I am now feeling better about myself because source feels better about itself and I'm mirroring it. So on a daily basis, you integrate step number one, or A here, we'll say, because we already have step number one, 4A, is attaching my feelings to a higher power, not the thing. So you get into a stance where if you have $10,000 come in and you have $10,000 come out, you stop your emotional reaction. There's no more frustration, irritation, or any of it. Instead, you pause, you breathe, and feel everything coming up. So don't react. Don't start yelling. Don't start saying things. Don't start getting all jumpy and nervous. Okay. For now, you stop and breathe. Increase your capacity to feel the nerves that are going on in your body. And then attach your new feeling, the desirable feelings, to source immediately. Does that part make sense? 4A. Does that make sense? Throw a yes into the chat box if that makes sense. Okay. Just want to make sure. Yes. Okay. So you mentioned no. Let me know if there's anything that's mixing up with you, like you don't understand that part of it. So essentially, again, what you want to do is you stop your emotional reaction to the thing. And what happens is, and Michelle, you have a great thing here. Can you give an example? Absolutely. So if I make $10,000 in the month of March, 2023, and my expenses were $9,500, so I'm left over with $500 in my checking account. Almost always I say, I'm tired of this. I am frustrated. I am irritated. I am exhausted. This is draining me, right? I don't like this. I don't like the way I'm living. I don't get it. I'm trying to study. It's not working, right? That's very reactive. Instead, the $9,500 goes out and you see that and you go ahead and stop and you take a breath and you allow the nerves in your body to be there with you. Just take a breath. You don't think about things. You don't try and react. You don't try and act. You just be with the nerves. And you take a breath and you be with them present about 20 or 30 seconds. And then right afterwards, you keep your eyes closed and you say, I desire to feel relief. I desire to feel abundance. And then you talk to source about it. I feel more abundant now in this moment because source, you feel all the time abundant. And I'm going to relate myself to you, not this external circumstance. So you relate yourself to the higher power. And you have to do this consistently on a daily basis. Does that make a little more sense for everyone? Let's go into the second part here. As you attach your feelings to source, look at what you're saying yes to that is not serving you. Okay? So you start looking at your daily patterning. Example, I have $10,000 go out in the month of March, or $10,000 come in, $9,500 out. What am I saying yes to is no longer serving me? Okay, let's do an example. I'm paying for things I don't really need because I'm trying to act abundant. It's an example, okay? I go on Amazon and I just buy stuff. And if I really look at it, I didn't need it. I don't even use it. And I just spend $500 this month on items I'm probably going to donate or throw out. That's an example. Now, we're not trying to nitpick around to money. Just play with this example. I got more to share. Just play with this, okay? That would be one thing. I'm saying yes to spending money that's wasteful. It doesn't even feel good for me because I'm saying I'm in charge of money. I'm a creator of money, so I'm just going to freely spend, okay? What I'm really doing is trying to get a dopamine rush because I don't feel happy today, so I go and buy something and it feels good, okay? Like, you go shopping and it feels good, that dopamine rush, and then you're like, buyer's remorse. You're like, I don't even care about this thing. I don't even know why I bought it, right? Anybody else been there? We all have in some sort of capacity, I'm sure. That would be an example. What am I saying yes to that's no longer aligned with me? That's number one. Number two is saying, okay, so this money goes in, money goes out. I'm also saying yes to not doing the marketing I need to for my business. So it's kind of like a switch there. I'm saying yes to saying no. I know I need to double down on the things that generate clients and sales. But I'm saying yes to working on a website that doesn't really matter, but I feel like I need a website to be credible. I'm trying to get business cards established, these fancy business cards. I spent a whole day trying to get those designed because I feel like that's the key to my success, but I know it's not underneath of everything. I also know I needed to do this action for my business, but instead I did the laundry and emptied the dishwasher and did all these other things for the household instead of doing the most important things because I felt like I didn't want to, AKA procrastinate. So that would be another thing. I see in my life that pattern is there that is distracting me from doing the highest priority action to scale and promote my business. That would be another yes action that is no longer serving me. Those are two little simple examples, right? But you get the gist. And procrastination, same idea. I'm saying yes to every single time I don't know what to do and I get flustered. I go ahead and go to social media and scroll so I can get a quick dopamine rush. Every single time I sit down and try and type something out that's really important to type out, I stop, I get frustrated, I start actually sweating a little bit, and I get up and I go have a snack. So I'm saying yes to doing things that are no longer serving me. And in this case as well, what new yes actions serve you? So, for example, one of those procrastination ones would be like, I'm going to schedule a one-on-one meeting with myself every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 to 8 p.m. And during that hour, I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm going to actually do the thing I need to do and make sure it's a non-negotiable scheduled meeting for me. See what goes on there? Another example for procrastination is trigger, action, reward. So every single time my alarm goes off at 10 a.m., for example, not to get up out of bed, maybe got up earlier, I set another alarm for 10 a.m. That's the trigger. Every time Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. goes off, I sit down at my laptop and contact 10 people in my business, 10 prospects. After I do that for 30 minutes, I go ahead and reward myself. I get a green juice. I go out for a coffee. If I like coffee, I maybe go for a walk, whatever I like to do. So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I stop procrastinating by doing a trigger, action, reward sequence that starts to rewire my brain chemistry to allow for me to do productive actions. Is number 4 making sense? Go ahead and throw number 4 into the chat box if step number 4 is making sense. We start integrating on a day-to-day basis, attaching feelings not from external to source. What am I saying yes to that's no longer serving me? What do I need to say yes to that's actually going to serve me? And implementing that on a day-to-day basis. Now, there's some advanced work on energy shifting and identity shifting we do in our program. I won't be able to go through all of that today. Those are very master advanced techniques and different things that will help you shift your identity. But this will give you a start on what you could be doing day to day for allowing that to move forward. Okay. And number 5 here is maintaining awareness. And this is crucial. Every day you want to be, if you're not already in our school group, every single day consuming some of our knowledge and implementing it. Because you have to keep your awareness on the actual energy work that we're doing here, or else you get back to day to day, right? You think about your problems, you think about your frustrations, and you totally forget about everything going on in this energy world. You just think about your day-to-day stuff and you forget about the energy stuff that really is most important. So you need to keep your awareness. And you don't need to study for 2 hours a day. You don't need to do that. You allow yourself to go step by step every day, allowing yourself to be in that level of awareness. So maintaining level of awareness is so important. Okay. Throw a number 5 into the chat box if step 5 makes sense as well. Very important. Now, all of this together is very daunting. It's very hard to do this 5-step process when you're in your own energy loops. In fact, I have a mentor. I always have mentors. I have mentors in every area of life all the time. One of my mentors is an energetic shaman. And what she helps me do is this 5-step process all the time, because even for me, mastering these results and just being at such a high level, it's still hard for me to see my own loops and what I'm stuck in. So an outside perspective helps, and it allows me to open up my path. I have a relationship mentor that helps me open up the trauma wounds I'm not seeing and being able to heal those. Right. So I have all these different mentors that I work with every single week to allow myself to open up the space within myself. And that allows me to move forward. And that's what helped me a long time ago when I was Bob Proctor. He was my mentor, allowed me to really stretch myself very quickly and go from that $1,000 a month to 6 figures in a day over the course of years to get there, because I had him also in my corner when I was able to meet with him to see those blind spots and help me catapult and move forward. So what I'm going to really recommend is that, yes, you can take all this and run with it, but go ahead and think about joining into our program that will be a 12-month capacity and container to work with this and work within you on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. Okay. It's 12 months. So it's going to allow you, whatever you're going to do by yourself, you're probably here right now, which is good. It's not bad. You're not done. You're here. And you want to go here. By yourself during the rest of 2023, you're probably going to go here. On average, 99.99% of the statistics out there, by yourself, that's the growth you're going to get. But in our program, you can go here. So you're allowing yourself that gap to be stretched and working with me on a one-on-one level or a group level to allow me to dip into your energy field, see where you need improvements, and point those out to you. So you start actually you start like seeing like, I really want that next level. I want that $10,000 all the time in my checking account. I want this or I want that, right? But it's hard to see your own blind spots and where you're missing it. Because again, even for myself, I miss it. How good you are at this, even if when you become a master, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss some things. And that's what this program that we have is designed to do, is help you out of this money in, money out and allow you out of this procrastination. So you're motoring forward. And we've seen our clients do that amazingly. For example, we had Allie that I worked really closely with. She had 3 to 4 times her income in 3 months. But she didn't see it. She was at that income level for about 10 years. 10 years, right? But what I helped her do was start to rewire everything, because this is really daunting and very disorganized internally. I help you organize it all. What to do, how to do it, and the easiest, simplest, funnest approach that you possibly could do. And that's super important and super critical. So what I'm going to invite you to do and really suggest and recommend is that you go ahead and book a strategy session call with us. And let's talk a little bit about where you're at. Let's talk a little bit about this energy work that we do. I want to know more about this money in, money out and procrastination. How is it affecting you? And what's going on there? And then also where you want to take everything. 100,000 a month, 50,000 a month, 10,000 a month, whatever level you are. And we're going to jot down a couple of the points that are your blocks. From that space, we're going to say, how can we integrate this for 12 months so that by the end of December 2023, which will be 9 months, how do you make sure it's a certainty that you've had your leap? Because the worst part of being in a new year is your hope and dreams are there, but you don't know if it's going to happen. And if it hasn't happened for the first 2.5 months this year, it's probably not going to happen unless you change something pretty drastic. And really write this down. This is very important. Put it at the bottom of your notes. You need to get disoriented. Like, in order for you to leap, you need to get disoriented. You need to literally feel as if everything in your life, all the rules, all the beliefs, all this stuff is completely shifting, and it gets really scary. But once that happens, you know you're on the right path, because you're shifting a frequency level and it feels like the world is completely shifted sideways. You don't know what's up. You don't know what's sideways. You don't get it. That's where you need the help, you need the guidance. And when I was able to make leaps in my life, if I didn't have that, I would have been feeling like this is not going to work out because I don't get what's going on here. Okay. So go ahead and Selena, if you don't mind, go ahead and send everybody our link there. She has it right there. manifestwithscott.com/ready. And go ahead and book a call. There's 10 questions on there. And the reason why I have 10 questions for you is I want to get an update on where you're at. Like what we do here is it's really, really serious and valuable. We have a lot of fun, but what we're about to give you, I mean, it's really, really amazing the connections that can happen when we understand where you're at and where you're going. So the 10 questions are going to give us an idea of where you're at and where you want to go. And we're going to create a game plan for you to start rocking and rolling right away. Okay. So throw a number 5 into the chat box that you get the 5 steps. It all makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And also to book a call into this week, the last couple of days here, you're going to want that guidance. You're going to want that support. Every week, you're going to have live calls with me that are not just this. I mean, we're going very master advanced levels every single week. And even if your schedule is filled up and extremely busy right now, it's okay. Everything is in bite-sized chunks to allow you to integrate on a day-to-day basis. Okay. Also with that, you can become a certified manifestation coach with us if you choose. You don't need to, but it's a part of the program. We also get licensing rights and everything else. And you can start building a coaching business teaching this as you master it. So helping the world in those ways as well, all the way up to 50,000 plus per month is the idea for you to reach. Okay. So go ahead and make sure that you go ahead and book right here. And then once you've booked, go ahead and throw yes in the chat box. And I'm going to take it to the final conclusion. How do we bring this all together for you to utilize after this masterclass? Okay. I know we're at 50 minutes, so I actually just underestimated a little bit on how long we're going to go. Plan on 55 minutes, about another 5 minutes. Okay. And we'll sew everything together so it's just under an hour. Fantastic. Everything so far on where you're seeing yourself and where you're going. Absorb the energy we have here. They're really important. Okay. So go ahead and fill out that strategy session link. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and play some music in the background. And again, once those 10 questions are filled out, you picked a day and time, go ahead and throw a yes in the chat box, and then we'll finalize the final step to bring it all together. Now, we've had actually people quantum leap in 30 days. Sometimes it takes a few months. Sometimes it's not until 6 months out. Many different things, okay? But in the 30 days that you could quantum leap, I can help you extract a couple of things that are going on right now. And it's almost always, I hope you listen to this and write this in your notes. It's almost always one thing that you need to change to create a leap. It's not 10 things. It's not something crazy. It's almost always just one thing. And when you see that one thing, it's always around the identity. So if you're constantly a caregiver, like I've had to transform a lot of things for myself. It was constantly over a caregiver or a victim or some sort of disempowering role. You might not even know you're in that role. And by extracting that and actually implementing the new identity, automatically things are going to start morphing and changing in your world. And that's just brilliant and amazing to understand. So talking on the phone with us and understanding this could give you an immense amount of shifts within just by becoming aware of that one thing. And that's going to be super, super critical and important. Again, remember that link there, and I'll go ahead and put it on our whiteboard so you can see it. manifestwithscott.com/ready. And go ahead and put this in. Okay, so you can see the link up above the screen there. And then again, we're going to sew everything together here. So just give everybody 2 more minutes to go ahead and book your call. And again, this, being called and you being here, okay, you just being on this masterclass is a shown sign that your soul is ready to do that evolving process. And that evolving process can mean so much to you on a day-to-day basis on where you're about to bring things, right? And allowing yourself to bring that idea of where you're going in these 5 steps is going to be a game changer. Right? It will allow you to do a whole new space. So what I want for you in the next 90 days is get to the next level. What's your next level? Your life, your business, your income. It doesn't have to take a long time. And what I want you to do is step into flow first. Anybody else want that? Go ahead and throw the word flow into the chat box. That instead of so much rigidity, frustration, irritation, things not working out, any of that, we step into flow. Like flowing sales are coming to you. Income, unexpected coming to you. Miracles coming to you. Great happenings, great deals, great people coming to you. That kind of flow is what we want to step into. We're going to throw a flow into the chat box if that's something that you do desire, and we'll make that note as well that that's where you want to be. A lot of flows coming through here. Jeff, Georgiana, Gigi, Ernestine, Alyssa. The cool part about these energetics as well is this is going to be a part of your life forever, because once you have the awareness, you're going to have the awareness forever. It's always going to be there. Michelle, you mentioned I missed a bit, was just finishing up the questions. That's okay. During this time when you're filling out your questions, keep your mindset on there, keep your presence on there, and we'll have this replay available as well that you can always circle back to anything you missed. Tasha, Michelle, Ernestine, feeling the flow, absolutely. Can make sure you've booked your call there, and then let us know. Throw a yes in the chat box. Now, the idea here that we're going to be finishing up with as well. See a few of you are saying yes, yes. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and draw our last thing here. And since this is the goal, right, I'm going to put some stars. You see those where the arrow is? Okay. Since we want to go there, it's about breathing into your new identity. Okay? And we're going to practice it right now. So go ahead and close your eyes for just a moment. And if you're finishing up your session, your booking, go ahead and finish that up, and then you can watch the replay for this. But go ahead and close your eyes. And I want you to just go ahead and tell yourself in words the identity you want. So for example, and I go over all of this in our program. We have about 25 identities and their definitions all ready to go for you in a resource document. Okay, so you're going to get this archetype kind of thing, this identity. It's all ready to go for you. But for right now, example, you're just going to go ahead and say, I'm a wealthy man or wealthy woman, whatever gender you are. Just go ahead and say, I'm a wealthy man or I'm a wealthy woman. Okay. And obviously, you're going to have some thoughts that are probably going to contradict it. No, I'm not. What are you talking about? Just be with those for a second. And I want you to start playing some games with your mind. What if it were true? Go ahead and say it out loud. What if it were true? Thoughts are probably going to come in and antagonize it. Okay, let them come through. And now you're going to say, what if it were true on a different plane? What if it were true on a different plane? Okay, we're talking about like an energetic plane, a spiritual plane. What if it were already true on a different plane? What if I could? We're going to ask yourself that question. What if I could be that wealthy man or woman? What if it's already within me? Go ahead and say that one out loud. What if it's already within me? And finally, I feel wealthy because God is wealthy, or universe is wealthy, or source, fill in the blank. I feel wealthy because the universe feels wealthy. Okay, and open up your eyes, come back to the masterclass here. Nothing changed. It's not like everything changed around you, okay? But your frequency changed. And that's part of just like one little blip of much of it. We do so much more advanced work, but it's just kind of the blip of the understanding of allowing your thoughts to be starting to be conscious about the energies in different worlds and different planes, and us tapping into these planes on a day-to-day basis. What do you think is going to happen to you? You're going to walk it. You're going to walk as if you're a living energy around being a wealthy man or wealthy woman. When that happens, you're going to start seeing more of your actions changing, more of your procrastination habits changing, all of it all together. So this is a complete blueprint for you. Take a screenshot of this entire page here. This is a complete blueprint for you. But again, make sure you book your call and get the guidance and support for us for 12 months. Because even though you have the blueprint, it's really hard to build your own house all the time, right? You're trying to build a mansion. You probably want some help to speed up the process, right? Even if you're the greatest construction worker on the planet, are you going to build a 10,000 square foot mansion by yourself? It'd probably take a very significantly long time. But what if you hired 20 people to do the carpeting, to do the cabinetry, to do the flooring, to go ahead and do the electrical work, the plumbing work, all the stuff? Do you think your project of building a mansion would be a lot more enjoyable and a lot faster and a lot more progressing? Of course it would. And then you can enjoy your mansion. But if you're spending your whole life trying to build this mansion, you're probably never going to end up building it all. You're not going to have all the answers on how to build every little inch of it. And you're not going to be able really to enjoy it. The same thing goes in this life. You don't have that much time here on this physical earth. So getting the guidance and saying, no matter what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and book a call because I want this year to be a permanent energy loop release. I want my life to move forward. I want to have that guarantee and certainty that's going to happen. That's going to move forward. All right. Angie, I know you mentioned you had to go. Great to see you on, Angie. Really grateful to have you here. Sending light and blessings out to everybody. Again, make sure you've booked your call. A lot of you already have, but if you haven't already, you know where the link is, right in the chat box. I just pasted it right back in there, and Selena has been as well. Make sure you book that call. I want to help. I want to work with you together to get to that level of plane you're looking for, to get to that next level, to open up that life and business to a level that you're living flow on a day-to-day basis. And when that happens, you're shooting towards the moon. Take the 5 steps, start integrating, start allowing yourself in to the opening of where you want to go. All right. Sending so many light and blessings. I'll stop the screen share now. And thank you for having great work, being great work, and also being here on our live masterclass. You spent the time to invest in yourself. Now's the time to invest in yourself long-term. It's your ticket to win to the prosperity level you're looking for. Okay. Really good. Looking forward to seeing each and every one of you and where we're going right in with the calls and the program and everything else. Working with you side by side. All right. Thank you for being here. We'll see you real soon.